Hey guys, welcome back to Daniel's project. As you can hear it, I'm a little bit cold and I wasn't able to train for the last couple of days. So I'm doing a theoretical or more like a rambling video on a topic that I would like to call training programming for a movement practice, creating your training plan or training schedule. I think this is super important. When you're practicing, how much upper body, how much lower body strength training, how much acrobatics, what's the frequency of your training, all these kind of things. Yeah, we are going to discuss in today's video. So first of all, because I'm a little bit nerdy, the basic rule: training should complement your everyday life, not the other way around. So please keep this in mind. Your life situation can be different from time to time, so please keep this in mind. For example, when you're having 2 kids and a stressful job, you may not be able to train as much as another person who is a student and has no financial issues and has a lot of free time during the day, so they can train a lot more. So for example, when I was in Barcelona in January, February and March, I was training 6 to 8 times, sometimes more like six to 9 times per week. Sometimes I did a session in the morning and a session in the evening. But this was only possible because I had little to no stress there. I was just working after training in the morning, then during the afternoon, and then I had another session in the evening. So, but this is not a common way to do it. So nowadays, when I'm back in Hamburg, I'm training more like 4 to 6 times per week, I would say. So first of all, because some of you guys asked how often should I do my strength training during the week, please keep in mind that strength training takes the biggest amount of energy. So you won't be able to do strength training like a full body strength training 6 times per week. You can do this for full phase, and if you're recovering very well or you have a high professional athlete, then it's possible. But for this rule, training should complement your everyday life, not the other way around. We should find a way how we can do as minimal strength training as possible while having the biggest amount of results. But please keep in mind, if you're having a lot of fun doing strength training, you really love it, you can obviously do it more. So I don't want to say that you just have to train it once per week. You can also do it 3 times or 4 times per week. So my current schedule looks something like this. Monday, or my schedule in May was Monday, I did acrobatics, more like supporting acrobatics. So I was spending a lot of time on my hands. Tuesday was lower body strength. Wednesday was like, I would call it a general movement session. I would explain it in more detail in a few minutes. And then Thursday, I had a handstand press or straight arm strength upper body session. Friday, relaxed or low intensity dancing impro session. And Friday, oh no, that's Saturday. Saturday, I did my bent upper body strength session. So in general, I had one lower strength session on Tuesday. Then I had another upper body strength session on Saturday. And Thursday was more of a handstand, hand balancing, straight arm strength session. So it's more like 2 times upper body, 1 time lower body. You can't be defining your training like this, that you're just doing 2 times upper body strength and 1 time lower body strength, because the supporting acrobatics was, for example, I did cartwheels, macacos, o de frente, ao reversão, blah, 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 blah. So this was my content on Monday. So this is also, you're also using your arms, your shoulders, and your upper body and your lower body as well, because you need to jump, you need to move. So this is also training somehow or conditioning your body. The same for the general movement session on Wednesday. I was doing bridge rotations, hanging, QDR work, etc. Sometimes with Jonathan, we did some jumping work or rail balancing, blah, 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 something like this. So basically what you have to consider is that you're not just doing a strength session on Tuesday, a strength session on Thursday, and a strength session on Saturday, but also you are using your body on the other days as well. So this is more upper body loaded. This is more lower body loaded. This is neglectable, I would say. And this is, of course, a strength work session. What I also want to add is that some people ask me, how can I add the mobility or flexibility topic in my schedule? So there are a few options. The first is that you are adding low intensity sets after your session. So for example, you're doing some stretching work after your training session, after each training session, or 4 to 5 times per week, just for 10 to 15 to 20 minutes. Another option would be implement your mobility work into your daily practice. So I had a phase in my life where I did a daily practice every day in the morning, or 6 days per week, I would say, for 15 to 20 minutes, where I dedicated my time just to do some mobility work, open up my shoulders, my hips, some ankle work and stuff like that. So this is detached from the training session itself. So I like to train usually in the evening, and I did this daily practice in the morning. And then there's also another option, dedicate 1 or 2 sessions per week to mobility or flexibility. So then you're adding it's called UBM, it's upper body mobility, or LBM is lower body mobility. So you can also add these sessions to your week, where you are spending like 45 to 60 minutes on just the upper body mobility, or also the lower body mobility. The upper body mobility usually consists of opening up the shoulders, your spine, stuff like this. And lower body mobility is everything around the hips and ankles, quads and hamstrings, and then also hip adduction, abduction, the split work, pancake work, and stuff like that. So I did everything in the last 3 years, I would say. Different times in life, you are preferring probably different times to practice the mobility and flexibility topic. But I would also like to add that when I'm doing acrobatics or I'm doing the dancing and improv work, I'm also moving the whole time through the ranges that I have at that point. And I'm also doing it when I'm doing squats, for example. Let's take the cartwheel, for example. So the cartwheel is a supporting acro element with where your legs move through a straddle position. And the straddle position is, in an extreme definition, can be a middle split. So when you're doing, for example, 30 cartwheels per side, you're moving 60 times through a middle split during motion. So I would always prefer doing strength work and the conditioning work before the mobility work, because when you're actually moving, you're also doing mobility and flexibility work, not as specific as a dedicated upper body or lower body mobility session, but you're also at least maintaining your current level of flexibility. One more thing I would like to say is that you should, or I made very good experiences with switching between high intensity and low intensity training days. This is also quite important and also quite nice for not burning out and yeah, having a look on your energy levels. So let's start with the Tuesday. The Tuesday is a very high intensity session, and I did shrimp squats and hero curls and also back squats. And then I'm having a more like a lower intensity session on the next day. And then I have a more like a higher intensity, the pressing work on Thursday. Then I have a low intensity session as stated here on Friday. Then I have a high intensity session on Saturday. And then I have a whole rest day on Sunday when I do anything. And then I have like a middle intensity, because usually I have more energy on the Monday because I had a whole day of rest day where I was just going for a walk. This is like middle intensity on Monday, depending on how I feel from the bent arm upper body strength session. So usually I do one upper body strength session and one lower body strength session. But if you have like a specific goal in your mind, for example, handstand push-up, I'm trying to do this for the next phase, I guess, you can also dedicate two sessions to a specific goal. This can also be possible, but I would not recommend doing more than 2 times upper body session or lower body session per week for reaching your goals. Also not full body. So the highest amount of volume would be for me is upper body, lower body, then maybe X, upper body, lower body, X. So training upper body on Monday, lower body on Tuesday, or having a rest day in between, and then 2 rest days, and then upper body on Friday, lower body on Saturday, and then a rest day on Sunday. This can be switched around as well, but 3 times upper body and 3 times lower body would be way too much. But also please keep in mind that if you're doing any other stuff like parkour work or lower body mobility work and upper body mobility work, which is also somehow a strength type of work, that other sessions are fitting the aspect of strength training as well. So if I did an upper body strength session on Monday and I'm doing a low upper body mobility session on Tuesday, this can also be take its toll on your nervous system and on your energy levels. So please keep this in mind. So this was, sorry, somehow a random video on the topic of programming for movement practice and some things that are important to consider. I hope next week I can provide a tutorial on something again, on an element from the movement practice strength world whatsoever. If you have any questions or recommendations, or if you want to see a specific type of video in the future, please let me know in the comments section down below. If you can, or if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. This would actually help me a lot, and share this one with others if you thought this video was helpful. Yeah, that's it for this video, and see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.